Hello everyone, I'm really happy. Aslema, مرحبا بكم. I'm speaking Tunisian dialect actually. Bonjour à tous et bienvenue sur cette antenne live sur Facebook. Justement, I'm really honored and glad to host Lars HAJSLUND as announced in the event. So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining, and let me introduce Lars HAJSLUND. Lars, how are you? Welcome again, and welcome to Tunisia. We are live on Facebook now.
We are live on Facebook. Great to be here. Absolutely wonderful, and thank you very much for your invitation, Fares. It's wonderful to be here with you again.
Thank you so much for accepting my invitation. You went to the office especially for that. Thank you, and I'm sorry for bothering you. Let me introduce you. You were JCI World President, Junior Chamber International in 2006. You are a founder of a company of training and consulting, which is Branch Tifda. May I pronouncing well?
That's correct. That's
correct. Yeah. Nice. And also you are international trainer and speaker with a huge experience in more than 120 countries. Tonight, we will try to share some tips and techniques to rethink our lives, how to prepare the new era, because it's very important and all the world is living the confinement period. Let's start with the situation actually in Denmark. In your country, you started the confinement a little bit late. What is the situation, and how are you dealing with the situation actually?
Well, I think we're dealing very, very well with the situation. Denmark is one of the countries with the lowest percentage of illness in the population. We've had confinement, or people have been under lockdown since March 11th. Mm-hmm. And we today I think we had 329 deaths total out of a population of 5 million. So we're doing very well. All public servants went home on the just after the March 11th, and school were closed down, universities were closed down, kindergartens and everything. So people are very, very disciplined. Mm-hmm. So people stay at home. There's they follow the rules and they really take care of themselves and the others. So I think we're doing well, but it's really, really tough on business. Mm-hmm. All shops are closed, have been closed for more than a month, and a lot of businesses are also trying, to cope with the situation and trying to work on different shifts and trying to work. I, for instance, work early in the morning, and then we have someone coming at the office later in the day. We try to. Some people are working from home, but people are doing well, and thank God we have the technology and we have the society as digital as we have, so people can do. My staff here at the office can do exactly what they do at the office. They can do that at home, so it's absolutely no difference from them, except of course from the social interaction that we have and the physical meeting with clients.
Okay, nice. So we heard a lot about the Scandinavian mentality, and I know you as a person also. I know a little bit your behavior, and you spoke about something like people are aware of the situation and they are trying to be disciplined. What's the lesson here? Why people in Scandinavian countries like Norway, Denmark, etc., are behaving like that? They have this behavior. What's the secret?
Well, I think we have a situation. We have a social system that has. Denmark is probably one of the countries with least social. How do you say social inequality? So financially, socially, people are very equal. Of course, we have some rich people, we have some poor people, but the difference is not that big. So people see each other as they see each other as equals, and I think that's one of the things that is working very well. We have a very large percentage of I think 99% of women are working and are taking part of the economy as well. So people are out there. They're used to colleagues, and that means a lot, I think, to the behavior that people have.
We met each other last time in Jordan for the JCI Jordan Academy. You delivered the training about emotional intelligence and the colors, the luminous spark concept, and the disc concept, which was very, very great for us. And we learned a lot from it. And I think that this period also is a period of emotional intelligence and empathy. What do you think about that?
I think it is. I think one of the things that also works for us here in Denmark is that we have a very, very high trust between people. So we are a high trust society, and that means that when the authorities are giving advice or they're putting out some restraints on us, we really take it seriously, and we know we have no corruption. We have, there is no one playing any other agendas. So that really means a lot for the trust of the people also in the society. So I think that's also one of the things that we work a lot with. And I think one of the biggest things you need for emotional intelligence is the more trust you have around you, the more you can open up for your emotional intelligence and actually be who you are. You don't have to be defensive all the time, and you don't have to think of hidden agendas. And I think that's one of the things that is really a difference in Denmark.
What kind of actions or projects that you are doing actually in Denmark to empathize more and to be more involved to help each others in that period, which is very special?
We have we try to keep people inside the houses, especially those who are very vulnerable, elderly, those who with special conditions. They stay inside. And a lot of people are shopping for them. So we have a lot of people who just where you can just send a text and they'll go shop for you. And then when you get there, people pay with we have something called mobile pay, like Apple Pay, or where you can pay through your cell phone. So people just pay for the goods whenever they come there. So we help each other shop, but also respecting the distance between people, and I think that's also one of the things that is really making a lot of differences. But of course, we also see a lot of loneliness and people who are having troubles with staying at home. Homeschooling is really tough, especially if you have more than one kid that you need to school at home. And even though we have great technology and teachers are doing a lot of stuff to really be good at facilitating the learning, it's still a challenge for a lot of parents to do homeschooling. And since everybody's working, so both the husband and the wife are working in 99% of all families, so you have to do your job at home. Maybe two parents are sitting at the kitchen table doing their job, and then they have to school the kids too. So it's really hectic.
It's a double role. That's the question. You spoke about education, and education is facing actually big obstacles, because in many countries they are not used with the technology and to delivering courses online. Is it something that you have as a habit in Denmark, and people started before the confinement, or you adapted yourself quickly?
I will guarantee you, I love school teachers. I really do. But 99% of them are really analog, and they really want to do the teaching in the classroom. But I must say, I have deep respect for because today they are teaching. My daughter is ninth grade, which is ending junior high school, and their teachers are fantastic. They have a Microsoft Teams meeting every day. They do the teaching online. They do a lot of trainings. They do a lot of flipped classroom training, so that the kids are actually more responsible for their own learning, which is really great. So they do a fantastic job doing that, and I think that's amazing. So they were not at all digital, but they turned digital very quickly. But of course, we have I think 99% of all schools are digital. That means that the kids are using iPads or computers. Even from the smaller grades, they have I think already from first grade they have their own device. So they learn how to write, and they learn how to use the different technologies, and we have Wi-Fi and internet everywhere. So in that respect, we are very lucky, and probably have some advantages over other countries, at least in our development so far.
Nice. As Lars HAJSLUND, when you heard for the first time about COVID-19, what's the first idea that you get?
Well, I think I saw it like something else. I thought probably like the SARS or the Ebola, something that will hit hit somewhere else and probably will go away again. I don't think a lot of countries took it really seriously in the beginning, and to be honest, I don't think that China was kind of open about the seriousness of this, and WHO was not really working in our favor of showing the reality. So I think like any other countries, we didn't really see where this was going, but then suddenly it came very, very quickly, and we really saw that there was a lot of infections going on very, very quickly. And Denmark got its first cases from. We have a lot of Danish people who are going to Austria for skiing vacations in Italy in the winter. So a lot of them came home and were. And most of the cases came from those countries and very, very quickly and spread very quickly.
And when you started the confinement for your family?
March 11th.
March 11th. And since that, you are working online, maybe delivering some trainings, because we have here a guest, Mohammed Hisham Dakhli. Is he still organizing training with now in the online mode? If yes, how he assess the application of participants, which is very important for trainers, how to deliver a training and how to know that we delivered a competence through Zoom or online modes.
I merged my company into a company by January 1st. I used to run a company called Now, where I primarily did training and keynote speaking and events, and I merged with this company of January 1st, which in this situation is really great, because we are doing a lot of branding communication with a lot of large clients. So because on March 11th, my business was gone. My regular business with keynotes, with training, everything was canceled. From Monday of a full calendar to the next day was empty. Nothing was there. So I decided to be aggressive, and I started doing a lot of stuff online. A lot of it was not paid. Like tonight, I was attending a lot of different live shows. I was doing training for JCI. I was doing all the stuff I could do online, so I could get some very quick experiences and get ahead of my competitors on how to do online stuff. And it's been a nice role. I've done a lot of online stuff. I started with an empty database on March 11th, and I was just looking today. I have 1,870 emails just from this one month. People attending my trainings and getting contacts. So I got a lot of that in this month. But now it's really turning. Now I got a lot of paid jobs online. I do Monday. I did one paid training. I did 3 yesterday. I've done 2 today. I have 2 tomorrow, and I do my Opportunity Friday every Friday. So a lot of stuff is happening online, and thank God we have a lot of other businesses going on. So still we're doing very, very well. But it's been a challenge, of course. It's really been different.
Okay, nice. So the question is, how do you let's say know that you are transferring a competence, or you just think that the online conferences are just for information transfer?
Oh, I hate, I have a very short attention span. So I think that everything that is more than 10 minutes, where I'm not active, I hate it. So I try to do exactly the same when I do my trainings online. I use Zoom because I think it's a fantastic tool, because you can do breakout rooms, you can do group work, you can do a lot of interaction. So if you really want to see how you can do interactive online shows, join me every Friday at 2 o'clock Central European time, which is 1 o'clock Tunisian time, I think, on Friday afternoon. We do a very, very 1.5 hour, very interactive thing where people are working together and they're doing a lot of stuff in many, many different ways. And I think that's one of the things that I'm also doing with clients right now is, for instance, I did a 2-hour workshop today. I think we probably had 2/3 of the time, people were working together in groups and doing teamwork, 2 and 2, training together, doing group work, doing presentations. So we really try to make it as interactive as if it was in the classroom. And I will say, probably more interactive than it is in a classroom, because one of the things that is an advantage online is that you can shift from large audience to group work like this in 1 second. Everybody's in group, and then you can call them back like this, and they're gone. It's not like you do a live training. People have to go to the restroom
with a click
to do a thing. Exactly, you just with a click. People are distributed, and it's really nice.
If it's not a secret, are you using actually Zoom meeting rooms or other software?
I'm using Zoom. Yeah, I'm using Zoom for meetings and for trainings. And I use, I don't know if you tried Zoom, but it's
very good.
Absolutely the best tool I've seen for doing interactive stuff with a large group. So I do groups of 100, 200, 300 people with a lot of interactive stuff, and really trying to make it as interactive. When you've seen my trainings, even though I do keynotes, I would do more like a very active,
active learning,
active stuff. I really like activities. Yeah.
Very nice. So Zoom for people here, we have a lot of trainers following our live on Facebook. So Zoom in professional version can allow you to make people in groups and to put them in reflections, etc. Yeah, and you can host more than 100 persons.
Well, for the cheapest version is $15, and that's for up to 100 people. Then you can lower you can just pay more, and you can get more people in if you want to. So it's really effective, and I must say I just love it. I've tried everything. I tried all the tools that are there, and this really works.
Very nice. To be interactive, let me share the Mohammed Hatem Hassin, who is your former colleague. So he said, hello, my friend, Lars, and Faris, very happy to see you, Mr. Password JCI president. He was also your former colleague in the JCI board, I think.
He was. It was great. Yeah.
Very good. So let's move for other stuffs. For me, that period is very good, maybe for coaches, for trainers who are working a lot to rethink their own strategy, etc. But people are living a very difficult period, even in the Muslim world, because we will have Ramadan, or start Ramadan in 1 day. And Ramadan is very special because it's for family meetings, etc. Nowadays we cannot do it. It will be normal.
Faris, I've done the Ramadan 3 years in a row.
Okay.
I've fasted in the 90s. I fasted 3 years. I did the Ramadan fasting with my Muslim friends.
Okay, very nice.
So I know the special month. I know all the sacrifice you do. I know all the very close feelings that you have together, and it's a special time, and especially now when you cannot meet and people are confined, and it's gonna be different, but a good time also for reflection and introspection.
How was the experience for you, and what was the reason that you fast with the friends? Just for to support them?
In the early 90s, in 1993, 4, and 5. 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, 93, 4, and 5. I started a chain of restaurants, Arab restaurants called Layalina, which was a Lebanese concept, and I had I had 125 Muslim Arab men who were working there in the restaurants. So of course, when they were fasting, they were my family. So I was fasting with them, and we celebrated every night. And this was in the summer in Denmark, which the sun set at 11. So and it raises at 4. So we have
it's more than for 4 hours to eat.
Exactly. So the Ramadan here was fasting from 4 o'clock in the morning until 11 o'clock at night. and we were very, very busy in the restaurants also at summer, so it was really tough. But it was also, for me, it was a very good experience, and there is so much love and humbleness that comes out of the Ramadan. I really like that. Absolutely.
Very good. So we will try to answer some questions. Maybe we'll be back to some topics also. Ayman, who was also one of the my trainees in TUT, Training of Trainers, he want to ask you if this situation will last. Does he think, or does Lars think, that online trainings is efficient in terms of learning interactions? Maybe you answered a little bit about that, but maybe you can give him something straight to the point.
Oh. First of all, I really hope and pray that this is not going to last, because I'm like you, Fares, I'm a very social person. So I really want to go out there and hug my friends and be with them and share a meal and be close.
Yeah.
And I really think that I really hope that it's not going to last, but it is going to last longer than we like. For me, it's already more than a month and a half, and I think that's too long already. But we know, at least in Denmark, it's going to last at least until September, and probably there's going to be a second phase, when the virus returns, and so we never know.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of organizations has actually realized that you can do. If you have skilled trainers that are skilled on doing online facilitation, you can actually do a lot. But I don't think you'll do 3-day trainings or 2-day trainings, but you'll do 2-hour trainings maybe 5 times. So you'll chunk it up and you make smaller learning sessions. And I think it's also a more effective way actually for learning. So I think I do that. But you also see that a lot of the meetings that we're doing, a lot of the other interactions that are not necessarily trainings, but where we also have learning involved, that we will have much more sessions than we normally have, and there will be much more time for it, because we don't have to drive, we don't have to travel, there's so much of the wasted time that is actually going away, that we can do a lot of things. But I think you really have to be aware that you have to be present with your clients. You have to be there. You have to be in their face. You have to take care of them. We know that 85% of, maybe 85% of the clients are not able to do anything right now. Our strategy is that those who are not able to do anything, we just give them love. We just, love them, show them that we are there. We give them free advice. We, invite them to webinars, and so that they can also learn. But then we got 15% of the clients who can actually do business, and we really focus on them and really making sure that we help them the best we can, and really doing that. And the more you practice of doing things online, the better you become. So I think it's a question of figuring out how can you take what you do, how can you take what you do in real life, and how can you bring that online and actually emphasize and do things better online than you do physically. And I think we can do almost the same, not everything, but almost the same level of training online with the same interactions, the same stuff that we're doing, if we just learn how to facilitate it right. And as I said, if you want to see how you can do something really interactive, join one of the Opportunity Fridays, which is free, off charge, and just fun.
Okay. Free of charge. We try to join you, and also we will try to learn also from you as expert in that way. So like me, you believe more on what we call blended training. So
I think
between like digital and something delivered in the classroom.
I am a trainer, and I believe in people, and people are physical beings. So we need to have physical presence. But I think that there is a lot of things that can actually be done also virtually, and I think that we'll see a lot of that. We see a lot of meetings and trainings, like conferences and so on, where we actually also flip the training so that people get the content before they arrive. So instead of having keynote speakers standing on a stage doing a keynote, and everybody's they travel from all around the world, and they just sit as if they were in a movie theater. We just put them. We just give them the content before they arrive, and then when we're together, we actually spend time on the context. So because previously we thought that content was king. But when we are in physical meetings, when we are there in real life, content is only the queen. It's not the king. the king is context. It's when we can do the discussions. It's when we can figure out, how are you doing this for us? How can you use this? How can I use this? How can we learn from, how can we share the experiences? And I think that's one of the things that we will see in the future as well. Really, that this will change. We will not travel around the world to sit and just listen. We want to, when we're there, we really want to be interactive. And I think hopefully that's one of the lessons that we'll take from this crisis. That blended is great if it's done right.
That's really inspiring. I want to welcome also the JCI past president, Scott Greenlee, who joined us.
My fire chief. He was just standing my dog in the back.
Yeah, we have the duck from the StreamYard, but you have the duck also behind you, the fire chief.
Behind me.
Okay, what's the story of this poster?
My partner here, he's absolutely a Donald Duck freak.
Okay.
He loves Donald Duck. He's really a champion of Donald Duck. So everywhere in the house, we have Donald Ducks everywhere. The only thing he likes more than Donald Duck is Elvis. So we have in the basement, we have a wonderful collection of all the first records of Elvis. He's talked to everyone who had been playing in the bands with Elvis. He's a friend of his daughter and his wife, and so he's very passionate about this guy too. Yeah.
I like this because this is a culture of your company, or like enterprise culture, that you offer the opportunity to all the members of the team to share their something that they like, to bring things to the office, to put it. Maybe it's like a motivational.
We are a passion-driven company. So of course we want people to bring their passions to their work as well, and I think it's something that defines us as people. And I think what we do here is help people and especially organizations build their own brands. And the brands does not come from what you say, but from who you are. And I think it's exactly the same with the people that we have. We don't care what titles they have or whatever they call themselves, but we really like who they are, and so of course you bring your passions.
You learned a lot, Lars HAJSLUND, from your experience as a JCI president or world president, also as an international trainer, and you got a lot of opportunities to meet a lot of leaders. One of your mentors is Stephen Covey, who wrote the 7 Habits. You organized the seminar in Denmark for Stephen Covey, and you had the opportunity to meet him face to face, to talk, to speak. What you learned from Stephen Covey, I think that this period is the period of new habits, or 7 habits of great people.
Yeah, well, we had a very good cooperation. First of all, I helped a friend of mine start the Franklin Covey company in Scandinavia many years ago. And in JCI, we had the opportunity to host. I had the opportunity to host Mr. Covey in Fukuoka at the World Congress. We had him in the World Congress in 2002 and 2004. We had Stephen Covey there, and we actually created a partnership with Franklin Covey and JCI at that time. So I had several meetings with him and with his business partner Hiram Smith as well. And I think the greatest learning I had from Stephen Covey. 7 Habits is my book. It's really something that really meant a lot for me. I built my mission statement in 1991, and I haven't changed it since. It's just an elementary part of my life. I tried to change it, but it just resonates so much with who I am and what I do. So I spent a year at that time really discovering what I wanted when I was very young. I was only 23 at that time. So, but it meant a lot to me ever since, and it still does. So for me, I really learned to figure out, that you have to live the life that is yours. That you shouldn't go out there and look for your mission, because it's already in there. So instead of inventing your mission, you have to discover it. You have to dive deep and figure out, what makes sense to you? Why are you here? Why is it important that you are here as a person? What is the footprint that you want to make in the sand in your life? So for that for me was really the most inspiring thing, and also the concept of trim tapping. When you have a big boat, can be the largest cruise ship in the world. You know what actually makes that turn?
No.
People think it's the rudder that sits under, the big one that really turns it. But on the rudder, there's a small, what is called a trim tap. That the only purpose it has is to change the direction of the rudder that changes the direction of the ship. Wow. And I think that each and every one of us has the opportunity to be that small change that can actually change something that will make a huge change. So for me, that's one of the things that I really learned from Stephen Covey and from the work with him, and of course also the passion of family and his way of looking at that importance. That the family is the center of the universe, and that's where you build everything.
Maybe I will ask some private questions about your family. Yeah. How many children do you have?
5.
5. Wow.
Yes, I have 3 of my own.
In Tunisia, we say
Barkallah. And my wife Bettina has 2. So we have one daughter who is 15. We have a son who is almost turning 18 now, and we have twins of 20. And we have my oldest daughter who is 25. So lots of kids and lots of fun.
And as a leader, are you teaching them actually leadership, or trying to bring them leadership skills?
I'm trying to inspire them, but they do really well. They take responsibility and they lead their own lives. I'm trying to set them free. I think that's my main objective, is to let them, because you can teach people a lot, but they can learn much more from doing their own mistakes and their own successes. I don't want them to build on my successes. I want them to create their own successes and really build from there. So I try to set them free. I try to make them as independent as they can. I try to challenge them and push them. I think that's the primary role of the father, is to push the kids to the edge, and maybe the mothers can hold them a little bit back so they don't get injured. But I think the role of a father is to push the kids and try to challenge them. And
very good.
I think they're doing very well. I love my kids. I'm proud of them.
Let's share some tips maybe for parents listening to us, actually watching us on Facebook. What kind of activities, except the studies or education, what kind of other activities or extra activities are you doing actually at home, because everybody is confined?
At home we first of all, the kids, of course, they are technology freaks, so they have their own entertainment, and that's kind of how it is today. So we spend a lot of time cooking. We enjoy cooking together, and we always have 1 or 2 of the kids joining us at the kitchen and trying to do that. In our house, the center is the kitchen. That's where we are, and that's where we try to stay. We have a dog that we love walking and taking out, because in Denmark we're still allowed to leave the house, just not we're not. It's not legal to be more than 10 people in a setting. So we of course stay together with the family and take some long walks. My kids also love playing games, so we play a lot of games at night, trying to do that and just having fun. Then we interact with people online and taking care of our family. During Easter, we had Easter lunch with my entire family through Zoom, so everybody was there and we were talking and doing like you're celebrating your the Ramadan. We were every night or during Easter we had everybody. My dad unfortunately is ill with cancer right now, so he's very vulnerable and he's in complete confinement. We cannot see him at all.
Of course.
So we were together on Zoom when I had a wonderful time just talking there and having fun together. So that's what we do. Then we discuss. We try to get involved in stuff that is going on, trying to interact with people as much as we can online, of course, but trying to make a difference there.
You said that children are high tech or IT freak. But the challenge also is to keep them reading books. Are they? Yeah, as you see behind me, this is my private library. So I'm passionate of books like you. But the challenge for the new generation, how to give them this passion or to offer them this passion?
I don't know.
This is the first question that we don't have the answer for.
One of the twins is a book fanatic. She loves reading books and she just goes into it. I'm not so concerned about the media. I'm more concerned about the learning. And I see all my kids are learning in so many different ways,
Nice.
One of the daughters are listening to two of my daughters are listening to a lot of podcasts. So they learn a lot from that. Following the news. Two of my kids are still very active at school, so they learn a lot from school, and I fully understand that they don't want to read any books when they're done. So they do that. And we discuss, matters that are of importance in the society. They are very much involved, not necessarily in politics or party politics, but we kind of challenge them to have their own opinion, and we don't agree. They don't vote like their daddy or their mom. They take independent control of their own decisions, and I really enjoy that. That's a wonderful thing. And I see that they learn, but Fares, you and I are old school. We like the books. I'm not sure it's the media of it's for me it's the media, and I think it will continue to be a very important media, but I also think that there are some shortcuts that these kids are taking much more advantage of than we are.
Nice. What are you reading now?
Right now, I'm doing so much online that I barely read. I just read a book on marketing, a very old book of Ogilvy, Secrets of a Marketing Man or something like that, or Advertising Man.
The Salesman, the Secret of Salesman or something like that.
Yeah, like something like that, Advertising Man or something like that was the last book I read. I've been reading some just some novels, just to be out of the loop of all the content I'm giving.
What brings to you the novels?
Sorry?
Because people are asking me why I'm reading novels. Because as a trainer, normally I have to read non-fiction books, which is about leadership and communication, etc. But I'm reading novels a lot. For you, reading novels, why?
Yeah. But come on, Fares. You and I know that if you read 3 good books of content, you can live from that your entire life. You don't need to read every book that is on the market to be a good trainer. You just need to read the 3 red books, and then you can do. Then you don't have.
You have the 3 titles to suggest for us.
You need to read good literature to fill your heart and your soul. And to grow yourself as a person, because it's having your own experiences that actually brings you to excellence, I think. But of course, I read a lot of books on strategy, on marketing. I read a lot of books on innovation, digitalization. I listen to podcasts. I'm a complete podcast freak. I follow some great podcasts that I love within my field. And then I meet a lot of people, and I talk to a lot of inspiring people, and see what they do, and learn from that. So I don't think it's an obligation as a trainer to be the one who learns the most or who knows the most. But you have to filter out the 3 things that are really important for your audience, so that they can, so that you can change their way of seeing things.
I was just waiting for this answer, so thank you so much. The next step, we will have just maybe 6 minutes together. My question is, we had a lot of leaders in JCI that I knew, like Felipe Carrera, Cairo, etc., great trainers. Felipe and Kai wrote books, but I was waiting a lot for Lars' books. When? Yeah.
When I'm going to write my books?
Yeah.
Well, it's been on the should list for a long time, but it's never come on the to-do list yet. I think I have. I think I reach more people with the medias that I'm using today. I think that I'm reaching a lot of people in a more intense way than I do through a book. Of course, I've got a lot of books that could be written, but I really think it's for me. It's not just I just haven't felt that it's been a priority yet. But if this shitty situation continues, I might write a book. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be more depressing than it's going to be uplifting with if I can't go out there and meet people.
Very good. I will show you a question from Umayma. Umayma is a training VP in local chapter. So what are the qualifications that make a good trainer in your opinion? This question was answered by Lars when I met him in Jordan. So you can find in my YouTube channel the answer, but if you want to give her an answer in 1 minute.
In 1 minute, I think it's I think the key to a good trainer lies in the understanding of the importance of simplicity. I see a lot of trainers who are trying to make things more complicated than they are, and I think that the essence of a good trainer lies in taking something that is really difficult and make it very, very simple. The guy I have behind me, Donald Duck, I always say that you should never say anything in your trainings that you cannot read in a Donald Duck magazine. You know, it should be something that simple. You shouldn't be. I see a lot of trainers who are trying to look important and look clever. But that's not the purpose. Your job is to make sure that your students and people understand. So the more you can simplify things, the better a trainer you will be, and the more people will understand it.
Very good. I want to ask you also about psychology, because this period is very difficult. I'm happy to see you looking great. So how can you? You're looking for a haircut. I know. I did it at home. That's okay for me. So this is a tip that I can share with you tonight. But I want to know how you maintain your optimism and your psychology, maybe for your children, for your family, and for yourself.
Well, first of all, I am, thank God, a very positive and optimistic person. I always wear my cap with a big yes on it, and that's kind of my way of life. I always see when times are tough, I always look for how to use this to learn new stuff and how to interact in a better way, how to really be positive and try to find opportunities instead of challenges. So I'm really an opportunity-seeking person, and I think also. I think that's what we do with our kids as well. It's just, you know, challenging them and making sure that we have some fun together. And we know that this is a shitty situation, and we really want to go out there. And of course, they're young people, so they want to go out and have parties and meet friends, and they can't do that. But then we find other ways, and it kind of works. So we try to do, you know, be as positive as we can and really figuring out opportunities in this. And for me, the opportunity has been to do much more online than I've done ever before. So,
okay, to rethink our lives after the confinement, after the COVID-19 period, what process or what strategy can you suggest to us in few points, like process, to change habits and to get new skills?
I would say this is a wonderful chance for you to do introspection. So really figuring out who you are, what are you passionate about, what are the things that you really miss right now, you know, really miss, not just, oh, it would be nice, but really, really miss. One of the things that I learned from this corona is that I want to be an even better friend when I get out, because I really miss my friends. I really miss being very close to them, and so for me, that's one of the things that I really want to emphasize afterwards. So that's one of the learnings that I said, that you can do a lot of introspection, but there is also a huge challenge, an opportunity to be closer to your clients, to be the person who is reaching out in this difficult time. It is so easy to just put life on break and say that things are probably this is going to end sometime. But I play extremely aggressive in this period. I just try to get out there, reach out to as many people, do more calling, do more talking to people, and not to get business or anything else, but just to be there, because I think it is those who are there now that will also be remembered after. So I think caring is really the most important thing, and I think caring by sharing, like we do right now, is one of the things that really makes a difference. I also think that this is a golden opportunity to learn to go online and really figuring out how can you talk to more people online. I use a lot of we actually took the process with our clients up to a much faster speed, because normally we would do something, we will have a meeting, and then we will work, and then we'll meet in 2 weeks, and then we'll do other stuff, and then we'll continue. Right now we have a call, a Zoom call or Teams call, Microsoft Teams or whatever. We do that call with the client at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then we say to them, okay, well, let's meet again at 2 o'clock. And then we do another one at 2 o'clock, and then we meet the day after. So what normally takes 3 weeks, we can actually do in 2 days now, instead of just having a lot of waiting time and driving. And my car is almost broke because I don't drive anywhere. I just take it sometimes to the office so it can so it won't drop dead during the crisis. So we actually see that we can speed up things, and getting technology to a new level, I think is one of the things that you can do. And I think also this time really is a golden opportunity to reach out to mentors, to figure out that mentor is not someone that you need to go right close to you. You can actually have mentors on the other side of the world. You can find other people who can teach you a lot. I've had for the last.
You are my mentor too, huh? So
yeah. But I also have a lot of normally people see people with gray hair as their mentors, but for me, I have a lot of other younger mentors. I have a young guy from Sweden who is a classical pianist. He's my musical mentor. I love music, and I really want to dive deep into music, but I don't have the time for it. But he challenges me with music, so he sends me music that I need to listen to. So we hear 12-tune classical music. We hear a lot of different jazz, and so he really challenges me on the musical level. And my daughter is still one of my mentors on social media. I always look at her and figure out what is she doing, what is
she's an influencer also.
How are you doing? How are you doing good things on TikTok and learning that? Because I wants to go there, and they wants to be world champions on Snapchat and others. So I think that there's a lot of golden opportunities to look for mentors in all different ages, not necessarily by experience, but by competence.
Last question. We are both part of JCI. This is the logo and the shirt. So JCI is a big NGO, and actually a lot of associations are working to fight against the COVID-19. What would you like to say to JCI members for all over the world? We have people from Mexico. I want to also welcome Hamdik Shida, who was also Vice President International. A lot of people of JCI are watching us. So what would you like to say to them?
I would like to say to them that, we are the ones, we are not. I used to be, but now you are. The talents of today and the leaders of tomorrow. So really looking at how can you take not advantages, but how can you really do something and show people that there are opportunities, even though it's challenging. I don't think that we need to look at the problems that are there, but we need to look at the opportunities and the solutions that we can actually find. My local chapter, we have here in my city, we have a very old steamboat that is part of our DNA of our city. We're very proud of it. It's the oldest steamboat in the world, and it's dying right now. The company is closing down. They probably won't be able to do it. And my local chapter took the fundraising, the community fundraising for this boat, and they've been all over news, all over the newspapers, the TV, and everything today, because they took the advantage of an opportunity that were there right now. And I think that's one of the things that we need to do as JCI is look at what are the opportunities we have right now. We have a lot of skills that we can actually give to society. We can help a lot of people get trained online. We can reach a lot of more people through the media today than we could just 2 months ago. So I think that there's a lot of opportunities there to really reach out and do great stuff. And it's time to be really international. I think that, you know, as we are today, a lot of people from all around the world, these opportunities are right here. You can be in Hammamet, and you can still, you know, be friends with the world and be connected with them every day. You can do teamwork, you can do projects together. There are so many things that you can do right now, and I think that's what the JCI members need to look at, is the opportunities, not just the problems.
Okay, Lars HAJSLUND, former past JCI president and also international trainer. I was honored, and you showed us every day that you are a humble person. Thank you for accepting my invitation, and thank you for all information that you shared with us, because it's very useful and we learned a lot from you tonight. I hope that this difficult time will pass very quickly, and we'll move forward for something new, for a new world, for a new era. Thank you again. I give you the floor. The last word is just for you.
Well, I just want to say thank you very much to you, Fares, for inviting me to this. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to share with people, and I always think that the sharing is true caring, and we really need to take care of each other in this difficult time. I also hope that if you're sitting out there and you find this time challenging, that you would really look at the opportunities that are out there as well. You know, if you really look at them, there are so many opportunities to build great friendships, to build new relationships, to learn things, and to discover and have time for yourself that you've never had before. So I really want you to look at the opportunities out there and grasp them every single day.
Thank you, Lars. Stay home, stay safe, and say hi to your family. Thank you again, and hope to see you soon. And also, I hope to see you great, as usual, as very inspiring mentor and leader. Good night, Lars. Bye-bye.
Good night, and happy Ramadan from tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.